Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, okay. incense is being supported by all those that came before it, just like our own lives. Is that we don't exist in a vacuum. We are living off of, everything that came before us. Not just people, but, animals, plants, everything. And when the incense dies, it becomes part of that great life that supports the next generation. And so, same with our life. That once our lives pass away, our lives are not in vain. We become part of the world that supports, the true world that supports the next generations to come. And when we are offering incense, we are participating in life of the incense. So just like our lives, we are not by ourselves. We are participating in life with each other. So there are many things that we can learn from offering incense, and you might not be aware of all of them at one time when you're offering incense. You might just be aware of, oh, did I step with my left foot? Oh, did I do this right? Oh, that's okay. This is just a little bit of background, and offering incense for each person, means something different for them when they're doing it at that moment. So, does anybody have any questions? As I mentioned, if you do it, not correctly, nothing really bad is going to happen to you. I just wanted to share because when we come into a new space, we often we're embarrassed. We don't want to do things wrong. We want to respect the culture. And so, for those of you that are curious and would like to try, that's how we operate incense here. So, thank you very much, everybody, for coming today to listen to the Dharma with us. Hope that you'll be able to find something meaningful in our services. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending our service today. I'd like to welcome all of you that are here in person and also all of you out in watching us via Zoom. And a special welcome to anyone who is attending for the first time. So we will begin our service with the ringing of the kansho, followed by the chanting of Jusei-ge. And whenever the senseis chant, we invite you to also chant along with us out loud, okay? So I think it'll sound really nice this morning. So again, we will begin with the ringing of the kansho.
小学利欲寺少年上映修凡行
しぐ
無浄土一生天にし人力縁大公不詳無才道少女三苦名交際集約な回避知恵言滅しこもあん閉塞小悪道通断伝修門高僧上万道いよろ実法日月主十期
天
公音不言一種解放道公正苦読法上大集中説法ししく供養一切部無足習得本元年出上満得意三害用名仏無下知下脱未不詳願学営力投資最小損志願若国家内戦王官の国書店に統一妙見 Namanda, 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 Namanda.
The reading of Three Treasures and Sankyemon.
The three treasures. Hard is it to receive a human form. Now we have received it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma. Now we hear it. If we do not receive awakening in this life, in what life shall we do so? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. Together with all beings, may we attain the great way of enlightenment, awakening to the supreme intent of the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. Together with all beings, may we enter the storehouse of Dharma, acquiring wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. Together with all beings, may we become united at the great assembly, being free of all bondage. Hard is it to encounter the supreme, profound, and wondrous Dharma, even in 100,000 million kalpa. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true intent of the Tathagata. Sankyemon. Ninjin ukegatashi ima sudeni uku. Buppo kikigatashi ima sudeni kiku. Kono mi konjo ni mukatte dosezumba. Sarani izure no shou ni mukatte ka kono mi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tate matsuru beshi. Mizu kara butsu ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masa ni negawaku wa shujo to tomo ni. Daido o taige shite mujoi o okosan. Mizu kara ho ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masa ni negawaku wa shujo to tomo ni. 各教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自らそうに消えし立て祭る。まさに願わくは主情とともに、大衆を通りして一切無限ならん。無常人人微妙の方は、百千万号にもあようことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立て祭らん。ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツ。
Now we will have a Dharma message presented by Reverend Umezu.
I would like to invite you to please listen with reverence as I read the words of our founder, Venerable Shindan. I have collected true words so that they may help others practice the way for birth in the Pure Land. My wish is that those who have attained birth may lead those who come after them, and those who aspire for birth may follow the predecessors, thus following one after another, endlessly and uninterruptedly, until the boundless sea of birth and death is exhausted. Namandabts, 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 nam. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us today here at West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple to listen to the Buddha Dharma. As I mentioned, there are some familiar faces and some of you that I'm meeting for the first time. So I'm happy to see all of you here today. And I'm happy that all of you have been able to join us. As you may know, today's Dharma service is being held in honor of Father's Day and new graduates. So to all the fathers and father figures with us today, happy Father's Day. And to any new graduates, I know we have at least one. Congratulations on your achievements. Yay. So last month, do we have two? No, one. Three. Two? Three. Two. Oh, that's not Shanti. Shanti? It's not here? Oh, okay, two. So, yay, congratulations to everybody. Last month, for Mother's Day, I shared Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching that mothers are our first teachers because they are the ones who introduce us to the world, and that they are those who are deserving of gifts from their children because of all that they do for them. And Shakyamuni Buddha also taught that while mothers deserve gifts from their children, it is very difficult for children to repay their mothers fully for all that they have done. And no matter how thankful we may feel to our mothers, even if we were to treat them like royalty, give them all the jewels and riches, and give them their own land, this would still not be enough to repay them for all they have done for us and the extent which they have cared for us as children. Not surprisingly, Shakyamuni Buddha also taught the same thing about fathers. So fathers are also our first teachers for introducing us to the world as well, and are also deserving of gifts from their children. And also, same as mothers, while fathers deserve gifts from their children, it is very difficult to repay them for all that they have done. No matter how thankful we may feel to our fathers or father figures, even if we are to treat them like royalty, give them all the jewels and riches, and give them their own land, Buddha says this would still not be enough to repay them for all that they have done for us and the extent for which they have cared for us as children. And I would like to add, as a side note, I mentioned this last month, but I have mixed feelings talking about mothers and parents in general, because I have friends whose mothers and fathers have, or mothers or fathers have intentionally been absent from their lives. So amongst those of you attending today, I am unsure about the relationship that everyone has with their fathers or father figures, and I don't mean to trigger anyone or cause distress, but I hope that you'll be able to find something meaningful in my sharing of my appreciation of the Dharma today. But as I was saying, Shakyamuni Buddha taught that even though it may be impossible, near impossible, to repay our fathers and father figures for what they have done for us, one way that we can express our indebtedness and repay them is to share the Dharma with them and lead them to have conviction in this practice, this path. Why does Shakyamuni Buddha teach this? Buddha explains that the best gift to give is one that helps the heart and mind, and one that bears great fruit and benefit for the receiver. As givers, when we give a gift, it should also be a gift that we are not attached to, nor should we expect a reward in this life or the next life for giving it. And so the Buddha Dharma is such a gift. As I mentioned, we're also gathering today to honor recent graduates. And although colloquially every day, right, we call this accomplishment graduation, I noticed that officially when people send out their announcements, it's often called commencement ceremonies, right? So when we are celebrating graduates, we are simultaneously celebrating that they have completed or accomplished an aspect of their schooling, and we are also celebrating that they will be going on to start something new. And we often want to give gifts to these individuals. And I think that when we think about the kind of gift to give, we want to give them something that they can enjoy and use in the next stage of their life that they're embarking on. I think, generally speaking, those that are giving gifts to the graduates are often older than the graduates. So not only are we giving a gift to help someone with their future, our expression of those that are older leaving gifts to people younger is a gift that is also leaving something for those that are coming up behind us. So in this situation, I think that this description of the best gift being the Dharma also fits, because it is a teaching that can help people embark on their new journeys, and it is a way for the giver to express the wish that those coming up behind them have a way to find ultimate tranquility and joy for themselves. The passage that I read at the top is one that Venerable Shinran quotes from another Pure Land master, Dao Cho of China. By quoting Master Dao Cho, Venerable Shinran is dittoing or echoing Master Dao Cho's wish that those on the Pure Land path today follow those that have gone before, and that by sharing the teaching of Namo Amida Buddha, those coming after us can continue to follow that which is left to them by us that are ahead. Both of them wish that this tradition and process can continue until no one is left in the realm of suffering, continuing to pass on this tradition. So today, I would like to share my appreciation of the Dharma as an expression of my gift to all the fathers and father figures and graduates today. I would like to start by sharing a story or something that happened to me. Not too long ago, my spouse, Marie, got a membership to the South Bay Botanical Garden in Palos Verdes. Has anybody heard of this or been there? Yeah. So if you haven't gone and you live in Los Angeles area, I recommend visiting because it's very pretty. She got this membership and she loved the garden so much that she wanted to share this joy with her whole family. So she invited her brother and his family and her sister and her family and her mother, for all of us to go together and have an outing. So during this time, it was when the cherry blossoms were blooming. So we all picked a day to go. And we picked the day that was best for everybody's schedules. And on the day that we chose to go, her brother's family said, oh, well, we're free, but the time that you want to meet, we're going to be a little late because we have a prior commitment. So they said, go ahead and when you get there, just go ahead and start walking in. We'll join up whenever we get there. So, that day came and we met up with Marie's mother and her sister and her family, and we went to the garden because her brother said, don't worry about it. When we got there, we looked at the map, and there were just so many different ways that you could go. There were so many different paths. So we saw where the cherry blossoms were, and we just kind of looked at what was on there. We'd never really been, so we were like, well, we could go anywhere and find something. So we arbitrarily picked a direction to go, and because the things on that path looked like we would enjoy them. But as we chose our path and began walking, we realized that the path we chose was not a straight path, and it wasn't flat. There were some hills and small curves and trees, so when you turn the curve, you can't necessarily see if you were coming up behind, you don't see where the people ahead of you went. And I would just like to note that Marie's mom at the time was having lower back and leg issues. So we worried that it might not be the best path for her because of the hills. But she wanted to continue on because the sights were so beautiful along the way to the cherry blossoms. And as I mentioned, the path was not straight and there were trees and bushes, so it would not be a good situation where her brother's family, coming up after us, would not be able to easily look down and say, oh, I see them, right? So we had to pay attention and be very clear about what path we chose and what we were seeing along the way and the direction we went, so that when they called, we would be able to say, oh, go this way, you're going to pass this, etc. And so when, her brother's family did call to tell us they arrived at the entrance, Marie and her sister, were on the phone trying to explain to him, okay, do you see this? Do you see this? Go that way. This is what you should see, and he's on the phone, oh, I don't see that. I don't know what you're talking about. In the meantime, I was standing off to the side and Marie's mom was off to the side, and she started walking away from the group. And she happened to have a bright colored jacket on, and she put her jacket on, and she started walking away the way that we came. So I didn't know what she was doing, so I thought I wasn't sure if she was okay, so I ran over to her and I said, are you okay? Where are you going? And she said, I'm worried that James and them are going to get lost, so I'm going to walk back to meet them. And I'm wearing my bright jacket so that they'll be able to see me easily. And so she did. She walked, even though she was having her leg and back problems. She walked back towards them over the hills, and they were able to see her. And she was able to guide them back towards us. And then we were all able to continue on the path to the cherry blossoms together. When I saw her doing this, and I heard her explanation, it truly reminded me of the working of Buddha and the expression of this passage that I've shared today. So Namo Amida Buddha, right, our Buddha that we look to, in its bodhisattva form, truly, deeply wanted everyone, all beings, anytime and anywhere, to be able to find the path out of our realm of suffering and into realm of tranquility and joy. With this deep wish, the Bodhisattva practiced and practiced and practiced, living life after life, experiencing suffering after suffering, to come up with the perfect realm and path that can accommodate anyone and everyone. But not only did Dharmakara Bodhisattva establish a pure realm of tranquility and joy and a path or a way to get to it, once becoming a Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha wanted to make sure that no one got lost on this path. So Marie, her sister, and I thought it would be sufficient to just give instructions, right, and let their brother figure out their way on their own. But like Marie's mother did for her brother, Namo Amida Buddha made sure that not only would it be a bright light that we could all see, so we know where to go, but also a Buddha name that we can hear and follow back to the Pure Land. As this Buddha name, Namo Amida Buddha, Buddha comes back into our world of anguish and suffering in order to guide us to the Pure Land, so that those of us on this path from here will not get lost along the way. I think this is the ultimate compassionate working of the Buddha. I think it is also important for us to remember that Namo Amida Buddha, that is coming back to meet us, is the culmination of all the practices and virtues of the Bodhisattva. So when we encounter and hear this name that comes back for us, when we take refuge in this name, we are hearing and taking refuge in the perfect Dharma wisdom, perfect Dharma compassion that lacks even one drop of self-centered desire, self-centered diversion, and has no delusion about the truth This perfect Dharma wisdom and compassion is constantly trying to let us know that we are all embraced by it. This is the virtue and activity of the Tathagata, one that has gone and come back for us. Just like Marie's brother didn't have to ask his mom to come back and guide him, their mom, out of her own heart, already wanted to guide her son and his family. The Tathagata is like this. We do not have to ask Tathagata to come back, to guide us, to help us. It is the nature of Tathagata to already preemptively know, to guide us, especially because Buddha knows that I am somebody that is full of the three poisons, and I think that I don't need guidance. But Venerable Shinran clarifies throughout his teaching that it is out of praise and indebtedness for this working, this activity for our benefit, is that this is why we should take refuge in the Buddha. This is why we should Namo Amida Buddha. So not only should we take refuge for ourselves, this is not a selfish act, but we do so that we can pass this teaching on to others, so that others can also experience the benefits of the compassionate working of Tathagata. So others too can experience being guided and carried out of the realm of anguish and despair into the realm of ultimate tranquility and joy. People such as myself, full of the three poisons, right? Greed, anger, foolishness. We are attached to material things. And so we may be disappointed or not fulfilled, feeling not fulfilled by either giving or receiving non-tangible worldly gifts, right? I'm sure there are dads and grads out there that may be asking for new clothes or, the latest and greatest new iPhone or phone or technology, right? Maybe graduates want money, right? It's always helpful. But as we continue our day celebrating and honoring dads and grads, I hope that we can turn our hearts and remember that, according to Buddha, the greatest gift that we can give someone and the greatest gift that we can receive is that of the true Dharma. With the deep wish to guide others, Master Dao Cho and Venerable Shinran passed this teaching on for us, right? By collecting passages that others can read and be guided by this path. Of course, most of us cannot do what those Pure Land Masters did, reading all the texts and collecting all these passages. We're not required or expected to do anything of that magnitude by any means. But being people who are attached to material things, even though we are urged to pass on and share this teaching, we may feel unsatisfied, right, by something abstract or non-tangible like a teaching. What am I supposed to do with a teaching? What is that, right? After all, even in their wish to pass on, even the great masters passed on something tangible, a teaching in some form. But if we really think about it, I think, when we give or receive any gift, I think that we will find that the best gifts are those that are personal and meaningful and are full of care and can last us for a long time throughout our lives. And those types of gifts do not have to be tangible, right? They can be experiences or something non-tangible, and I think they often are. As everyday people, we can pass on and share this amazing teaching simply by continuing to listen to and reflect on Buddha's words, embracing them for ourselves, and doing our best to live with the heart and mind of deep appreciation and indebtedness to the Buddha's teaching and compassionate activity. With this heart and mind, we can practice truly living together with our dads and grads and our loved ones and all others in life. And we can share our lives with our fathers, father figures, and grads in a more full sense, thus giving them the experience of a life being guided by the compassionate wisdom light of Namo Amida Buddha as well. To do this is to carry on the wish behind Buddha's vow. Just as Marie's mom wanted to make sure that her son and his family did not get left behind, our sharing our lives and joy in Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, is our expression of making sure that no one gets left behind in the realm of suffering. So I hope that we can all realize that to be able to listen to and hear Buddha's vow is a special and rare gift that we are continuously receiving. It is a true and real gift that is being directed to each one of us from Buddha. It is a gift that is meaningful, full of care, and it never gets old or goes bad or breaks. I hope we can realize that we are receiving this gift because Namo Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, Venerable Shinran, and all others that have come before us have come back. They're coming back to get us. They have not left us behind. I hope that we can all continue to listen to Buddha's vow together and do our best to live our lives on this Nembutsu path with the heart of wishing to pass on the values of this special teaching as a gift to others in our lives, just as the forebears have done for us. I would like to thank all of you very much for attending our service in honor of Father's Day and graduates, and thank you all very much for listening and for allowing me to share my understanding and appreciation of the wisdom and compassion of Namo Amida Buddha. I would now like to invite you to put your hands together in reverence as I reread the words by Venerable Shinran. I have collected true words so that they may help others practice the way for birth in the Pure Land. My wish is that those who have attained birth may lead those who come after them, and those who aspire for birth may follow their predecessors, thus following one after another, endlessly and interruptedly, until the boundless sea of birth and death is exhausted. Let's recite Buddha's name together. Namandalts, 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 namandalts.
Reverend Umezu, for your Dharma message this morning. Now we will have the reading of Ryogemon.
We can all read this together if you feel comfortable. Ryogemon. We rely upon Amida Buddha with our whole heart for the enlightenment in the life to come, abstaining from all sundry practices and teachings, and giving up the trust in our imperfect view. There is no doubt that the assurance of enlightenment comes at the very moment we entrust and we recite the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in joy and gratitude for the Buddha's compassion. We also acknowledge gratefully the benign benevolence of our founder and succeeding masters who have led us to live in this profound teaching. And we do now endeavor to follow throughout our lives the way laid down for us. Ryoge Shutsugon. Moro moro no zogyo zashu jiriki no kokoro o furistete. Isshin ni Amida nyorai. 我らが今度の一大事の御所、御助け空へと頼み申して候。頼む一年の時、往生一条御助け事情と存じ。この上の称名はご恩報者と存じ。喜び申し候。この御断り、弔問申し分け候こと。ご解散承認ご出世のご恩。 次第僧正の前時式の朝からざるご関係のご恩とありがたく存じ候。この上は定めを課せられる恩をきて、一号限り守り申すべく候。Namandats, namandats, 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 namandats.
Thank you, Sensei. Next, we will have a presentation of certificates and scholarship. And I would like to call up first President Galen Kobayashi, who will then be followed by Reverend Takata, and then finally Grace Mizushima.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our graduation service today. And I would like to congratulate all the graduates out there who graduated this year. We have one graduate at West LA today, and we'd like to introduce Natalie Gerzeller. Up to the front here, please. Natalie graduated from Venice High School on June 9th, 2022, with a GPA of 4.475. She participated in MESA, which is a STEM organization. She was a secretary and later became co-president of the organization. She took part in the group's community closet program, a program that is dedicated to the sustainable fashion. And she was also in a senior leadership group called Knights and Ladies, and led school tours and worked at school sporting events. She's a lifetime member of CSF Delphinians and Honor Society, selected as Homecoming Court's first princess for the 2021 Homecoming Court, and that was based on merit. She placed fourth in the PLTW Chevron Design Challenger 2019 Engineering Design Competition. And in the fall, she'll be attending UCLA and planning to pursue a degree in a science field. Natalie has been attending West LA services for all her life, and she was the vice president and later the president of Junior YBA. And then on behalf of the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple, I would like to award her with the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple Scholarship to further her education. So let me first bring up Sensei, who will be awarding her with a certificate from the BCA from Bishop Harada.
I received the certificate from Buddhist Churches of America. It takes pleasure in awarding this certificate to congratulations to Natalie Gerzeller. In recognition of your graduation, the Buddhist Churches of America extends sincere congratulations on your educational achievements and high standards of citizenship. We look forward to your leadership and service in supporting the noble cause of spreading the light of Amida's wisdom and compassion. Presented on this 19th day of June 2022 by the Buddhist Churches of America, signed by Marvin Harada, Bishop, Buddhist Churches of America, and also Terry Omori, President, National Board, Buddhist Churches of America. Congratulations.
Can you? Oh. Okay, and then next we have Grace Mizushima, who will be presenting her with a gift from the Dharma School.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Grace Mizushima. I am the Dharma School superintendent. And Natalie, along with her sister, have been a part of the Dharma School pretty much since nursery school. So I've known Natalie for a long time. Her family have been a very active part of Dharma School and the temple. We always see Natalie and her sister, of course, help us with Hanamatsuri and Osebo and all the different activities we used to have. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we kind of stopped our activities, but earlier this year in April, we all got together and decorated the Hanamido, and at least we got to do one thing, right? Anyway, it is my honor and pleasure to present a gift to Natalie on behalf of the West LA Buddhist Temple Dharma School. So congratulations, and go UCLA.
I'll shrink down here. And like I said before, on behalf of the temple, I'd like to present Natalie with the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple's Scholarship Award. So. Thank you very much, Natalie. And, Thank you very much, Natalie, and congratulations again, and congratulations to all the other graduates this year. Connie will be right back.
Okay, well, again, congratulations. So next, we have a few announcements. The first one, on July the 23rd, which is a Saturday at 5 o'clock, we will be having our Hatsubon, or the first Obon Dharma service. Our guest speaker is Reverend Brian Nagata, who is the Director of Education Programs, BDK America. Next is the 2022 Obon Memorial Lanterns. And we invite you to remember your loved ones and honor them with, let me see, here. Okay, it's this, trying to maneuver this. It's a chochin, and then on the back, in Japanese, it has the West LA Buddhist Temple. And this is just a mock-up, but it will have a decorative tassel that will be hanging. This is, like I said, it's just a mock-up. On one side, there we go. Let me do this side first. It'll have the Buddhist name of your loved one, and on the other side, it says Gathering of Joy, and on the bottom, it'll say In Memory of, and then the name of your loved ones. And depending on the level of your donation, on the sides, it will have colors, various colors. So this chochin will be displayed on our it's called Yagura, which is a decorative wooden tower. On the 23rd, it's a Saturday when we have our Obon. It'll be decorating the outer edges of the yagura. And then afterwards, you are more than welcome to take it home, and you could have it displayed at your home. All right. Then on the 24th of July, Sunday, is our Obon Dharma service. And again, Reverend Brian Nagata will be our guest speaker. Immediately following the service, there will be a Obon service at the Nokotsudo. Then as far as some classes, we have the basic teaching of Buddhism. There's one class left, which is on Thursday, the 23rd of June. The time is from 7 to 8 p.m., and this is led by Reverend Ryuta Furumoto of Senshin Buddhist Temple. We have every second and fourth Monday the yoga at the temple. It's very gentle yoga from 7 to 8 p.m. This is only by Zoom at this point. It's free, and however, donations are welcome. And then finally, we have our newly designed West LA t-shirts. Very proud of it. Reverend Takata's daughter was one of the ones who helped design our logo. So we have both men and women styles, crew neck and V-neck, and they're $20 a piece, various sizes, and we do have plenty in stock. So if you are interested, please contact the temple, and we will be sure you get a t-shirt. So that concludes our service for today. Again, to all the fathers, happy Father's Day. I don't know if you're having a barbecue, but it sounds good right now. And please have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Sunday. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.